Hello everyone, how are you? I, Captain Prajakta Bhandari from New Arts Commerce and Science College, Ahmednagar. Dear students, I am sure you all are safe at your home. And here we bring next online session for you of the poem 2.3 The Inchcape Rock, which is composed by a well-known poet Robert Southey. Before we start poem, let's go to the icebreakers. Our first activity given in textbook is prepare a word register related to marine life. The first word is given to you, sailors. Try to remember all words related to marine life. Before that, you must know marine life means life related to water. Let's have a look at the picture to make it easy. Here I have given two pictures. With the help of these pictures, try to prepare a word register related to marine life. You might have recalled many words related to marine life till now. And here is the list. Sea, water, fish, boat, ship, ocean, shark, whale, starfish, eel, seahorse, island, waves, sand, coral, shells, salt, octopus, sea snake, mollusk, sponge, sea jelly, reef, crab, tortoise, dolphin. The list is very long. You may write more words if you know. And from the list given, if you do not understand any word, you can go to Google and find out images for the words. Our second activity is the functions of lighthouse are. Look at the picture given. Lighthouse is a tower, building or another type of structure designed to emit light from a system of lamps. Lighthouse is built in water. You are asked to state its functions. You know functions of lighthouse. The most important function of lighthouse is to help a sailor. What do you think, students? What are the functions of lighthouse? Let's see. Functions of lighthouse are to show the direction, to serve as a navigational tool, to warn ships about danger, to guide to the sea coast, to help in storm, to tell the sailors that they are near the port, to work as a traffic signs. These all are functions of lighthouse. It means what? Lighthouse help sailors or any sea voyager, means sea traveler, to save himself from any type of risk or danger in the sea. In the next activity given, you are asked to discuss in pairs the various famous rocks in the world and mention the places where they are. The first one is given to you. The name of the first famous rock given in the textbook is Balancing Rock, and the name of the place where it is situated is Mahabalipuram in India. Now you should list out other names of famous rocks. Let's see what are they. Blackstone Rock, which is situated in Makkah. Wave Rock, USA. Old House Rock, UK. The Sword in the Stone, Italy. The Stone of Destiny, Scotland. Gilbert Hill, India, Maharashtra. The next activity is narrate in the class a story about someone who destroyed or spoiled someone else's good work. Why people do so? That they spoil someone else's good work. What do you think, students? Such things are done out of jealousy or hatred. Isn't it ridiculous that someone spoils someone else's good work only because he is jealous of that person? When I read this activity, I immediately recalled the story which is told by famous Marathi actor Makrand Anaspure, who is one of the founders of NAM Foundation. Do you know NAM Foundation? NAM Foundation is established by famous Marathi actors Nana Patekar and Makarand Anaspure. It is an NGO. This foundation works for betterment of farmers in the drought-prone areas of Marathwada and Vidarbha in the state of Maharashtra, India. This organization works for the betterment of farmers. These two well-known actors established or founded this organization only with the thought that they should do something for the society where they live. I will narrate the incident in the context of this activity, which was told by Makarand Anaspure in an interview. Once NAM Foundation visited a drought-prone village. By seeing the condition of that village, NAM Foundation decided to plant grown trees instead of saplings in the village. Why did they decide so? Students, tree plantation plays a very important role in maintaining ecological balance. Here we can say, to remove the drought-prone conditions of the village, it was important to plant trees. And therefore they thought they would plant grown trees to get benefit little early. Then NAM Foundation's volunteers brought grown-up trees, spent lot of money and planted trees on large scale in that particular village. But next day they were shocked to see that all the trees planted by them were removed and stolen by someone, and all their work, all their efforts that were spoiled by some unknown person. I cannot forget this incident, as I always think we should all work for the development of our villages and our nation ultimately, and we should work for all these things unitedly, keeping away our personal differences. Then why that person who has stolen that trees or removed them, why he has done such job just to spoil someone else's good work? The next activity is discuss in pairs and groups the following expressions. Take the help of your teacher. A. As you sow, so shall you reap. B. Crime gets its own punishment. C. What goes around comes around. D. Tit for tat. E. Evil digs a pit for others but falls into the same. Students, meaning of all these expressions are little bit same. Means if we commit any mistake in our life, or if we commit any crime, or if we try to bring any other person into trouble by doing something wrong, then we have to face consequences of that in the same manner. Students, you know that this poem, The Inchcape Rock, is composed by the famous poet Robert Southey. Now we are turning to the introduction of the poet Robert Southey, a famous poet in English literature. Robert Southey gave his contribution in the field of English literature in the period between 1774 to 1843. He was born in Bristol, England. His father was a draper. Robert Southey was a poet laureate of England from 1813 to 1843. Students, laureate means a person who is honored with an award for outstanding creative or intellectual achievement. This shows that his contribution in English literature is immense. He wrote many poems, but his short poems like The Scholar, The Battle of Blenheim, Bishop Hatto and The Inchcape Rock are very popular, and especially they are popular with the school children like you. Students, if we talk about Robert Southey's only this poem, The Inchcape Rock, then we must know that The Inchcape Rock is a ballad. Ballad means a long poem which tells a story. The Inchcape Rock is definitely a ballad because it is a long poem. It consists of 17 stanzas and each stanza includes 4 lines. And it also tells a story. It's a story of 14th century attempt made by Abbot of Aberbrothock. Abbot means head of religious community for monk. So this Abbot of Aberbrothock, he tried to install a warning bell on Inchcape. What is Inchcape? Inchcape is a notorious sandstone reef, and notorious means this Inchcape was well known for its bad qualities, and this Inchcape reef was some 11 miles means 18 kilometers off the east coast of Angus, Scotland, and it was occupied by the Bell Rock Lighthouse. Students, Inchcape Rock is also a didactic story. Didactic means it is designed to teach people a moral lesson. Robert Southey was inspired by the legendary story of a pirate. Pirate means a criminal who attacks ships. So he was inspired by a pirate. This pirate removed the bell on the Inchcape Rock, which was placed by Abbot of Aberbrothock to save other sailors. And the poem gives us a message that those who do wrong things to others will meet with due punishment. Students, let's turn to the poem The Inchcape Rock. No stir in the air, no stir in the sea. The ship was as still as she could be. Her sails from heaven received no motion. Her keel was steady in the ocean. It means there were no movements in the air. The air was not moving. And as the air was not moving, the sea was also not moving. Stir means to move. And it is said by the poet that no stir in the air, no stir in the sea. It means no movements in the air and no movements in the sea. And as the movement of ship depends on the movements of air and sea, the ship was also not moving. It was still. Her sails from heaven received no motion. It means that her sails, the movement of ship depends on the movement of sails, and these sails of the ship, that wind blows against the sail and it moves the ship along, and these sails of the ship was not receiving any motion from sky, and therefore this ship was steady, still in the sea water. Her keel was steady in the ocean, poet says. Keel, a long piece of wood which is at the bottom of boat, and it helps boat to stop from falling over sideways in the water. And this keel was also steady in the ocean. There are no movements and the ship was still, the poet mean to say. Without either sign or sound of their shock, the waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock. So little they rose, so little they fell. They did not move the Inchcape bell. In the second stanza, poet describes waves of the sea. He says that the waves flowed over the Inchcape Rock without giving any sign of their presence, like ringing the bell. They even didn't make any sound. You know, students, waves of the sea, they have their own sound, but it was also not there. These waves were rising very little and they were falling also very little, as there was no movement. Means waves were moving very slowly, as there was no air movement. Waves even didn't move the Inchcape bell, This much the atmosphere was calm and quiet, according to poet. Students, here we conclude first part of the poem, The Inchcape Rock. Remaining part of this poem we will see in the second part. But don't forget to like, share and subscribe my video if you have liked it. Till then, goodbye. Stay home, stay safe.